84 years. That's how long it takes Uranus to orbit the Sun and return to the exact degree where it started. And for the United States of America, that return has coincided with war, every single time. The Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II. And now, in 2026, the fourth return is here. The war has already begun. Nations have birth charts, just like people. The most widely used chart for the United States is the Sibley chart, set for July 4th, 1776, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And in that chart, Uranus sits at 8 degrees Gemini, right on the descendant, the point of partnerships, open enemies, and how a nation relates to the rest of the world. The United States was literally born under Uranus in Gemini. Revolution, Uranus, through ideas and communication, Gemini, is encoded in the country's DNA. And every time Uranus returns to that degree, the nation goes through a crisis that redefines its identity. Let's walk through each one. Return number 1, 1858 to 1866. Uranus returns to Gemini. The American Civil War erupts, a war that splits the nation in two along ideological lines. Gemini, the sign of the twins, of duality and division, brother against brother. The war was fought not just on battlefields, but through propaganda, telegraphs, and competing narratives. After 4 years, the Union was preserved, but fundamentally transformed narratives. Return number 2, 1941 to 1949. Uranus returns again. World War II. The United States enters the conflict after Pearl Harbor and emerges as a global superpower. The war produced the atomic bomb, the first computers, radar, and code-breaking machines. Information technology born from conflict. And afterward, the U.S. helped create the United Nations, the NATO alliance, and the post-war world order. The nation's role on the world stage was redefined. Return number 3, 2026 to 2029. Uranus enters Gemini on April 25th. The exact Uranus return, when Uranus reaches 8 degrees Gemini, the precise degree in the U.S. chart, hits in July 2027. But the pattern is already active. The war with Iran began in February. AI deepfakes are flooding the information space. The country is more ideologically divided than at any point since the Civil War. But there's something most astrologers don't mention when they talk about the Uranus return. Every single U.S. war during a Uranus return also came on the heels of a major Pluto transit to America's natal Pluto. Before the Civil War, transit Pluto in Aries squared the U.S. natal Pluto. Before World War II, transit Pluto in Cancer opposed the U.S. natal Pluto. And before the current conflict, the United States just completed its first ever Pluto return in 2022. Pluto returning to its natal position in Capricorn for the first time in 248 years. The pattern isn't just Uranus. It's Uranus plus Pluto. Revolution plus transformation. The planet of sudden change meeting the planet of death and rebirth. And both are active right now. One more detail that makes this particular Uranus return extraordinary. The current president of the United States is a Gemini sun. Born with his sun at 22 degrees Gemini, his Uranus at 17 degrees Gemini, and his North Node at 20 degrees Gemini. All of these sit directly on the United States' natal Mars in Gemini. The president's personal astrology is entangled with the nation's war signature in a way that's almost impossible to overstate. His Uranus conjunct America's Mars. His sun on America's Mars. The planet of sudden disruption meeting the planet of war in the sign of communication and duality. The Uranus return isn't a single event. It's a window, lasting from 2026 to 2029. Whatever is seated now will define America's role in the world for the next 84 years, just as the Civil War and World War II defined the eras that followed them. The question isn't whether this moment will be transformative. It already is. The question is what kind of transformation America chooses, and whether the pattern of war is a fate or a mirror. Next episode. Pluto in Aquarius. The 20-year transit that's transforming power, technology, and who controls the future. Subscribe so you don't miss it.